Hey, I'm Mrs.Compile. Last episode, we went deep into TCP/IP, the postal system of the internet. We learned that your data doesn't travel in one piece. It gets broken into tiny packets. Each one gets a header with a source address, destination address, and sequence number. And each packet can take a completely different route across the world to get its destination. TCP makes sure every single packet arrives reliably, no packets left behind. And IP handles the navigation, routing each packet through the best available path, one hoop at a time. We even ran a trace route live in terminal and watched the actual hoops over data made through multiple countries in under 15 milliseconds. If you missed that episode, link is in the description and on screen right now. Worth watching. Before this one, because today we are building directly on top of it. Because here's the thing, we now know how data travels. But nobody asked the most important question. What if someone is watching? What if it's someone intercepting those packets as they fly across the internet? That's exactly the problem HTTPS solves. And that's what today is about. And today we are going to break down HTTPS, the security system that protects everything you do online. Every password, every bank transfer, every embarrassing search. There is a reason nobody can read it. No boring lectures, just how it actually works. So, let's go. Picture this. You are sitting in a cafe, connected to the free Wi-Fi, doing some online banking. You type in your password, check your balance, transfer some money. Normal Tuesday stuff. Now, imagine someone at the next table is secretly reading every single thing you are sending and receiving. Your password, your bank balance, your short code, everything in plain text, like reading someone's diary over their shoulder. Except the diary contains your entire financial life. On regular HTTP, that's not just possible, it's embarrassingly easy. And that is terrifying. HTTPS fixes this. The S stands for secure. And by the end of this video, you will understand exactly how it works, why the padlock in your browser matters, and why you should never ever enter a password on a site without it. Let's go. In episode 2, we learn that HTTP is the language browsers and servers speak. Request, response, nice and structured. But here's the problem. By default, it's all sent in plain text, completely readable. If I send my password over HTTP, it literally travels across the internet as the actual characters of my password. Anyone who can intercept the data, like your internet provider, the cafe's Wi-Fi router, or a hacker on the same network, can read it. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack. And before HTTPS becomes standard, it was a genuine everyday risk. People were basically shouting their password across a crowded room and hoping nobody was listening. But the spoiler is, people were always listening. The solution is encryption. And the concept is simpler than you think. Now, imagine you want to send a secret letter. You put it in a lockbox. You lock it with a key. You send the box. Even if someone intercepts it, they can't open it because they don't have the key. They just see a locked box and go. Well, that's annoying. But here's the clever problem. How do you and the server agree on a key without anyone else seeing it? You can't just send the key over the internet, because the whole point is that someone might be watching. This is like trying to agree on a secret password with someone by shouting across a room full of people. You would think it's impossible, but mathematicians figured it out. And it's genuinely one of the most elegant solutions in computer science. It's called public key cryptography. And it works using 2 keys instead of 1. The server has a public key and a private key. The public key is, well, it's public, anyone can have it. It's like a padlock you hand out to everyone. The private key is secret. Only the server has it. It's the only key that can open that padlock. Your browser uses the public key to lock the data. Once it's locked, only the private key can unlock it. So, even if someone intercepts the logged data and has the public key, they still can't read it. It's like giving someone a padlock. They can lock things with it, but they can't unlock them. Only you have the actual key. When you visit HTTP website, before any data is exchanged, your browser and the server do a special handshake called the TLS Handshake. TLS stands for Transport Layer Security. It's the actual technology behind that padlock icon. So, how the TLS handshake connection starts? Step 1. Your browser says, "Hey, hello, I want a secure connection. Here are the encryption methods I support." It's like walking into a fancy restaurant and saying, "I speak English and French." Step 2. The server responds with, "Grand, let's use this encryption method. And here's my certificate to prove I'm actually who I say I am." The certificate is crucial. We'll come back to that. Step 3. Your browser checks the certificate. Is it valid? Is it issued by a trusted authority? Has it expired? This is like checking someone's ID at the door. If the certificate is dodgy, your browser throws up a big scary warning. You have probably seen those. Like your connection is not private. That's your browser going, this club looks sketchy. Are you sure you want to go in? Step 4. If everything checks out, they agree on a shared secret key using the clever public-private key maths. From this point on, everything is encrypted with that shared key. It's fast, secure, and unreadable to anyone else. The whole handshake takes about 50 to 100 milliseconds. Half a blink. You never noticed it, but it's happening on every single HTTPS website you visit. Certificates. Certificates are what stops someone from pretending to be a website they are not. Without them, a hacker could set up a fake google.com, intercept your traffic, and you would never know. A certificate is basically an ID card for a website. It says, this is google.com, verified by a certificate authority, and valid until this date. Certificate authorities, CAs. Certificate authorities are trusted organizations that verify website identities. Companies like Let's Encrypt, DigiCert, and Komodo. Your browser comes preloaded with a list of CAs it trusts. If a certificate was issued by one of them, your browser accepts it. It's a chain of trust. You trust your browser. Your browser trusts the CA. The CA verified the website. Therefore, you can trust the website. It's like trusting a restaurant because your maid recommended it. And your maid has never given you food poisoning yet. If the certificate is expired, self-signed, or issued by someone your browser doesn't trust, red flags everywhere. That's when you see the warning page. And honestly, listen to it. Close the tab. That website is not worth the risk. Let me show you a real certificate right now on a live website. So I am on google.com. Can you see the padlock? Click on it. You can see connection is secure. Now click through the certificate. There it is. Issued to google.com. Issued by Google Trust Services. Valid until a specific date. This is the digital ID card that your browser checked before letting you in. Now, let me show you the chain. This certificate was signed by an intermediate CA, which was signed by a root CA. Your browser trusts the root CA, so it trusts everything down the chain. Remove any link and the whole thing falls apart. Every HTTPS website you have ever visited, like your bank, your email, even if your social media, this exact process happened. A handshake, a certificate check, an encrypted connection, all in the time it took your page to load. HTTPS protects your data using encryption. Public and private keys make it secure. The TLS handshake establishes the connection. And certificates verify that the website is who it claims to be. That little padlock in your browser represents all of this. And an entire security system running silently in the background, protecting everything you do online. Pretty incredible for something most people never think about. Next episode, we have been talking about servers a lot. But what actually is a server? What does it look like? What does it do all day? That's the warehouse behind every website. And that's HTTPS sorted. The bouncer at the door, keeping your data safe since we established shouting password across the internet was a terrible idea. If you learn something new, do me a favor. Smash that like button. Share this with someone who still ignores those browser warnings. And subscribe so you don't miss the next one. I'm Mrs.Compile and I'll see you in the next one.